bleeding things.
It's like, wow. Those are two different bleeding things. One of them was on its period. So lazy.
Songs in the key of funny, mixing music and comedy. It's like everything you could wish for. It's like an opera singer covered in bees. It's like hearing your favorite song while you eat your favorite cheese. It's funny songs and funny stories. It's songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Welcome back to Songs in the Key of Funny for episode 11. It's going to be a big show today, a really big show. As always, I want to thank Flappers Comedy Club for letting us have the Songs in the Key of Funny podcast right out of the Comedy Club. And the Flappers Comedy Club is located in beautiful Burbank, California.
Burbank,
California. A hot, stinky mess. So it's great to be here. Also, I'd like to say a big happy birthday to our producer, Barbara Holliday, who runs the Comedy Club. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
A few days late.
Thank you.
And also, we call her Roxy the Fox from this point out. Hi, Roxy.
That's right. Hey, kids. Thanks for my birthday.
Great to be back for episode 11. And sitting on my left, the co-host to the show, the co-hostess with the mostest, the Gabrielle to my Xena, the Willow to my Buffy, the Scully to my Mulder. I don't know why I'm so important.
You love 90s movies.
I sure
and, like,
do.
TV,
I sure
though.
do.
I'm
yeah.
on board.
He's vivacious. He's hot. He's 90s. It's Shaun Fisher.
Hey.
Yay.
That's right.
Yeah.
With his mouth drums. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots. So this week, I looked at our guest online, and I thought, that's just some crazy bananas stuff. So I thought the theme this week is going to be, that's cray. Because the stuff that he does, that's cray. And if you don't know what that's cray means, Google cuckoo banana or and
Just slap your keyboard and whatever comes up.
and Kris Rubio. So in preparation, as always on this show, we like to start the show off. We like to pay homage to comedians, musical comedians working today, and I don't feel like we can do that without nodding our heads and tipping our hats to musical comedians of the past with a classic song of the week. So this week, since the theme is That's Cray.
That's great.
I looked up some classic songs about insanity, and the best one I could find is a wonderful little song by an artist that went by Napoleon the 14th. That's right.
It's
Napoleon
like an
the
email
14th.
name. He's like,
yeah.
there's 13 other Napoleon artists.
Napoleon the 14th was the one who wrote this crazy song. His name was actually Jerry Samuels, and there's music, but it's just a snare drum and a tambourine. So I'm gonna need to use your mouth drums.
I can do that.
Josh.
Boots and cats.
It's like a boots and cats.
Boots and cats.
Yeah.
It's like a
give me
sick cat.
Give
Boots
me
and
a beat. And the song. Oh, and I think there's a little bit more intro that needs to be said. What I like about this
What
is
year was this?
do what?
What year?
1966
Wow.
was the year this song was written and released. I like it. It's called "They're Coming to Take Me Away, Haha." And upon rereading the lyrics, I realized this song was written about a breakup. Yeah, remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow. And the days got worse and worse, and now you've seen I've gone completely out of my mind. Skip to the chorus. We don't want to break any copyright laws. They're coming to take me away, haha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, haha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, haha. And that is this week's Classic Song of the Week. 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 Thank you. So go out of your way to go on iTunes and look up They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha. Download it and enjoy that being stuck in your head for weeks and weeks and months. And that brings us to today's guest of the theme, That's Cray, on episode 11 of Songs in the Key of Funny here at Flappers Comedy Club. You may have seen his web series on YouTube called, totally forgot already.
No
No
nap
nap
time.
times.
No Nap Times. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kris Rubio in the studio.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind.
Our audience is the best.
There's nobody here.
Canned laughter.
Before we get to know you, I want to see, just Show me what you got.
Okay, so I've got a looper, so I'm just gonna do something really, really quick. So Shaun, give me a topic.
Adventure.
Okay, adventure is not nice. So let's do this. Adventure is not nice. Well, that was a bad example, but that was exactly what that was. It's just a bunch of looping stuff, which
That's cray.
yeah.
That's cray.
Yeah, that's cray. Adventure is not nice. That's all. Nice. There you go.
Cool.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
That was so. I want to learn about you, but first let's learn about your tool. What do we call this?
I don't know.
Do you call it your tool when you
some
whip
say
it out?
prop, some say tool, some say I say it's my moneymaker. That's what I say it is.
Don't punch me in my moneymaker. It'll hurt your hand.
Yeah, I say I want to call it an instrument. That's basically what it is. It's a tool.
I'll call
I
it an
guess so.
instrument,
Yeah, for sure. I think anything that tries to manipulate sounds or could give other sounds as opposed to anything
we both
from your
try to
voice.
manipulate sounds.
I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with everything being said right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how does this setup? Is it something that gets built one piece at a time, or does it come in one?
This is
big
the
piece?
third version of the setup. The first version was just a loop pedal, and then I found myself very limited because I wanted to do different stuff. I need to save sounds, so then I got an RC30, which could save sounds, but didn't have any effects, which I wanted because I outgrew that. And now this is just a loop station with a Boss Vocal Perform V5, which is a vocal processor with a Chaosilator. There's just different sounds and stuff like that. So,
I want to play. Okay, so this is where.
And then it's all powered
Sean,
by
you
a
take over.
portable
Nerd out for a
battery.
minute.
I'm literally drooling because I had my first looper was a green Line 6 DL4.
Yeah, Reggie Watts. That's what.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
That's
yeah,
where I saw it too.
yeah. So Reggie Watts was my mentor, even though he doesn't know it. Like for so long, when I was just doing regular stand-up, there was something. I was fiending for something. I always wanted to do musical comedy, but I never wanted to do the guitar. Never wanted to do the piano. I just want. I was on the verge of doing a keytar, but I was like, I don't like really keytars because it's limited. And I saw.
They do look badass, though.
Oh, they look badass. Yeah, I would love to supplement this with that. But
love
then
to
I
see
saw
somebody,
Reggie
yeah.
Watts, and I'm like, this guy opened up different parts of my brain. And I remember writing like a 3-paragraph thing to him on Facebook. He probably never read it, but it was basically me saying, thank you for your inspiration and stuff like that. And yeah, he's basically my inspiration.
That's
so.
awesome. Yeah, no, Reggie Watts was definitely somebody for me as well when I started getting into beatboxing and combining it with comedy.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this guy is phenomenal because
Yeah.
most of his stuff is improvised and it's
Yeah.
not really like jokes necessarily, but he is a humorous, comedic,
Yeah.
intelligent mind.
Yeah.
And so he can just like he'll switch into gibberish and he'll switch into faking another language and then he'll play characters and then that leads into like songs and
It's really a one-man show when he does.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
an experience for
Yeah.
sure.
So what year, how far into your career did you go from straight stand-up into the world of is this hip-hop comedy?
Incorporating looping.
I shouldn't say even though I love hip hop, but it's I have a combination of everything. I've got several things saved on here that's not even hip hop.
I hate that I keep trying to label you. So would
Yeah.
you say that you were bisexual?
By musically.
Bi musical?
By music.
Bi soundal?
I don't
by
really like
music.
to stick to one genre.
Yeah.
He's comedy fluid.
Yeah. Comedy fluid. Yeah.
That's incredible. So yeah, how far into your career did you decide to mix it up?
Probably 6 years in. 6 years in, and I was like, I want to do something different. So I've been
Could
doing
you
this
tell
for
us
the
the
past
story while using your device? Yeah.
5 years. What?
Tell us the story, but while you're looping.
While I'm looping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Loop this story.
Okay, so I remember. Okay. That's probably a bad idea. Okay, okay. Let me do this. Let me do this. Well, hold on. What could we do creatively?
I was loving that sort of like.
Okay, here. I got an idea here.
Sure. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so here's the story. And then every time I tell one part of the story, I'm going to give it back to him, and he'll just create another layer. How about that, right? Okay, cool. So, here you go. It was 2005. 5 years into my stand-up comedy, and I was really trying to do something different, and I was trying to get motivation from everything that I could. And I saw Reggie Watts doing that music video. Fuck, what was it? It was It was a song that started with an F word. Yeah. It started with the F word. It was really obscene, but it wasn't obscene. And I saw him, and then I started to, YouTube his stuff, and then that's when I found inspiration, And then I started I bought my first looper to get to open mic called the Soapbox Sessions, which was on Encino. And I got a really good reception, and ever since then, I just used it, and I had different versions of it, and all of a sudden it just became a thing. And 5 years into it, or 6 years into it, I'm still doing it. So. Yeah, so that was it. Here you go. 5 years ago, I was doing the looping, and all of a sudden I'm singing. I put my man Shaun to my freaking right, because every time my flows are freaking tight. Then we got Kristin on the freaking guitar, because she's like freaking Jafar from Aladdin, because my style's smooth as satin, and I be playing this like a freaking game of Madden. Yo, Shaun, go ahead, kick this freestyle, because I'm about to go the extra mile.
Alright, I can go and just show my jazz. I'm going on this beat like a razzmatazz. Yeah, go ahead and check how I got this flow. We're going over a beat from the musical Chicago. Yeah, I'm leaving it alone. It's just like the movie version with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Oh man, I'll just be going crazy, and the beat's so good, and it's just like gravy. It flows so sick, and I go so thick. In my knowledge, I went to college, and if you want me to say sorry, won't apologize, yeah. I shorten words just to make rhymes work. Yeah, man, I know that I am not a soda jerk. Yeah, I don't sell sodas.
That's great.
I don't sell sodas.
That's great.
I
want your machine. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Well, how exciting! So I think I got the majority of the story. I got kind of lost in the music there for a second.
But yeah, it does. This is a wonderful thing to have. I mean, before this, when I was writing jokes, I would often write act outs and try to be different creatively to how I could use the stage and use everything at my disposal. And now with this, it's just like every time I write a joke, I'm always saying to myself, could I write something? Could I have some sort of sound effect? Could I have some sort of ambiance? Could I beatbox? Could I do some sort of music? Could I, speak from another person with a vocal processor? So it just opens my mind to like different stuff.
Yeah, man. That's what I would love, or that's what I do love about setups like this, is because it does help paint that sort of like audible landscape. And especially something like this, where it's like you can modulate your voice, or you have these non-vocal components.
And there's a lot of people that do this too. There's a lot of great. I know Kyle Dunnigan was one that used the looper. There's somebody called I forgot his name. There's Peter Noth from the East Coast. That does a lot of stuff, you know.
I know. Beardy Man.
Beardy Man is another one. Bo Burnham is one guy, one comic I really respect. That I really find funny. That I think is very creative. So. Yeah,
and I really identify with the part you're talking about when it comes to just like the infusing your set with play, silliness and like sort of that magic, and it's. And
it does show. Like every time I do stand-up comedy at a stand-up comedy setting, like 80% of the time, I'm like the only musician. I know you probably feel this too. When they book you, you're like 80% of the shows, you're the only musician, and you really do stand out to an effect where after the show, you're like, oh my gosh, you're like.
They remember you.
Yeah, you stood out from everybody else telling jokes, and I'm not trying to say if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I am saying,
I think I'm not a scientist, but I think
I'm not a scientist.
I think I'm not a scientist, but the jury's still out. But I would imagine that it stimulates different parts of a person's brain.
It does
psychologically, because when you see comedy, for one thing, there's there's so many things that go on in your brain to get a joke. I read an article once about why when audiences don't like a comic, I don't care for them, they get angry. And it's because the dopamine release is denied them, and so it's like a drug fix that you're not getting.
Oh.
So when an audience doesn't like a comedian, they hate them because they're withholding dopamine from them.
Really?
And so, I read an article once, and so I was thinking with a musical comedian, the way you were just talking about, you're lighting up different parts of their brain so they feel something different during a musical comedy.
And they know it's different too.
Yeah.
They know it's different from, and depending on where I am in the lineup.
That's the smartest thing I've said in weeks, by the way.
No, seriously. I didn't know you were that articulate.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I might be a scientist, so.
I had caffeine. It's because we talked about boobs so much before the show started. Boobs and boobs and boobs. Smart stuff, boobs.
But I actually was talking to somebody about comedy, and they were sort of like a psychology interested kind of person.
Did they know if they were a scientist or not?
They were not sure. But we were talking about the idea of laughter is not necessarily like admiration, right? It's not somebody being like, "You're great, ah, ha, 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 ha. Everything you're doing is awesome." It's more of an idea. It's like affirmation in the sense of, "Oh, I see what you did there." I'm in on what's going on, and a lot of times I think where music comes into play is there's like this built-in melody, and so I think it's easier for people to kind of hop on board what's happening or when to expect something to happen because there's that sort of loop or that flow to it.
We have a question from a viewer.
What?
Kris.
That never happens. Good job, Kris.
That never happens.
I'm sorry. I mean, this show's millions of viewers. We have to turn people away.
Yeah, we picked one.
Select through the thousands of viewers and pick a question, Roxy the Fox.
Okay, what's the question?
The question is, do you remember your first joke and that you did with the loop? And can you do it for us?
Yes, and I still do it.
That's
I remember it.
I figured there's a way I look at jokes. Okay, there's a way I look at jokes. I will tell the joke, but I figured I'm not on Netflix yet. I'm not on Hulu. I don't have a Comedy Central special. So when I finally put it out there, then that's when I feel like the joke has a shelf life. So you know what I mean. So for me, I was having a conversation with another comic friend of mine who's also been in the business for like 10 years, and he's also he feels bad about recycling jokes, and I'm like, you shouldn't feel bad because it's your joke, you wrote it, it's your baby, and when you finally tell it to the world, that's when it has a shelf life. But other than that, I say just keep using it.
I agree.
You know, so this is. It's not racist, but this is.
It's not racist, but it might be a sign.
It might be a little.
You
something.
have my attention.
This is PG-13. Okay, this is PG. This song is dedicated to my Chinese ex-girlfriend. It goes a little something like this. Ding 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 Hiya, hiya, whoop, whoop, hiya, hiya, whoop, whoop, orange chicken, chicken chain, Bruce Lee, orange chicken, chicken chain, Bruce Lee. Okay, that was a little offensive, but that was.
Is the name of it just "This is not offensive"? It's called This Is Not Offensive. That's just the name of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
It's
So
really
that was one of the very first jokes I wrote on this when I first got a looper, and I
man.
still use it because it's just so stupid, and it's just a good way to kick up the looping thing.
Do you just sit at home sometimes with your looper and you're just like, I'm just gonna make a weird sound and
Yeah.
loop this and see where it goes from here?
Yeah.
One of my favorite pastimes.
Can we play that game right now?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah,
oh,
we're
you want to
gonna
do
play
it
that
right
just
game
now?
like
right
randomly
now.
throw one in.
Okay. What kind of musical number?
Ooh, yeah, like a genre. What kind of genre are you
Should I
looking
play the
for?
banjo?
If you want,
Well,
do a little bluegrass.
why don't you play something with your guitar? Okay. Or with your banjo. And
Guitar's
then,
even better because I'm holding it.
okay.
Cool.
Or banjo because we never played it.
Or I'll just hold both.
You'll create the drums, and I'll just create some sort of something.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We want to do like a bluegrassy thing? Yeah. You lay something down, I'll follow you with a beat, and then you pepper in those beautiful, beautiful tones.
Yeah,
God,
for sure.
We're going to do this.
Guys, we're doing this.
What do you call this Frankensteinian?
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
That's
great.
That's great.
All right.
Here
I'm
we
ready.
go.
I'm so ready.
Go ahead.
All right.
You lead the way.
Put a.
Let's cray, oh yeah. Let's cray. Let's cray.
Yay.
Hey, that's great.
Yay. That's cray cray.
That's great. Oh, that was like a Kanye bluegrass
That's
special.
a chicken fried looper is what
God,
that is.
I'm
Chicken
wearing a
fried.
flannel right now. That's what it is.
Chicken
Right, it just
fried
manifested
looper.
onto you.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
I didn't know you could. You're so good with the banjo.
I'm articulate too. Thanks.
Hold on. So were you just a stand up and then you
Yeah,
became?
I did the same thing. I've been doing stand up for like 10 years.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then without selling my stand up short, I got bored on stage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I played a little at the end of my act to play the guitar at the end. And then I decided, well, I got encouraged by a couple different people, Roxy the Fox being one of them.
Fox.
She encouraged me to come out as a guitar comic. And it was a difficult thing to come out about. But
Yeah, you know, it's so weird because Allison Weber is a good friend of mine. I don't know. I don't know if you know, but she's a really great guitar comic as well. And so she's trying to do the opposite, get more just regular stand up. You know, what I've been noticing.
it'd be
You know.
tough to go backwards. Because you
Well,
get
I don't
it's so
think
much
so. She
fun to
seems
play.
it's like she's been doing it for so long. It seems like pretty natural for her, you know. And since you know, she's really funny and just her songs are so like not right. But she gets everybody singing along at every show.
I
So I'm
love
like,
it, I
oh.
love it. Yeah, man, that's always something interesting to me. You had mentioned earlier this idea of like shelf life for your jokes. And I think when it comes to like the musical side of things, I could never imagine going to like a musical act that I'm a fan of and not expecting them to do like their classic, like the songs that they're known for. And it's always been interesting to me that like a comedian's expectation is like new stuff every year, do it. But I go to like a musician and I'm like, Freebird.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear Fleetwood Mac.
Like Hall & Oates was just playing in town recently, and it was just like, what you gonna request like new Hall & Oates?
Yeah, what the hell?
Stop
Right?
playing
Imagine,
new stuff.
yeah, imagine someone just being like, we get it, new stuff, heard
They
it.
would never do
But
that.
that is the struggle of every creative person in general. It doesn't matter if you're a stand-up comic or musician. It's like you know, it's like I'm always trying to reinvent myself. I'm always never satisfied with what I have.
Would you call
know.
it, is it part of it getting, like, because if I've told a joke for a couple of years, I put out a new album about every 3 years, and so that just helps me recycle my material better. Because I'm like, if it's on an album, it can only last until I make a new album.
Exactly,
And I
exactly.
can't record. So it's like I could, but eventually I'm like, God, I'm tired of telling that joke. I know why it's good. I know why it's getting laughs, but I'm tired. I'm bored.
Yeah.
I want to do something new.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Maybe I'll play the tuba next.
Yeah.
Just like while you're talking.
Yeah.
Women are different.
Women be shopping.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as you release it as an album, then then you're doing the right thing of creating new content.
You're doing the right thing. So you gotta
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I do these podcasts. Daily reassurances.
You're doing the right thing.
doing great.
Kristin. You're doing great.
So fascinated by all your equipment, though, in the respect that you really could make any premise into a. You can
Yeah.
add a sound. You can add
Well,
a beat
yeah,
behind
and
it. You
I
can
was
give
I was thinking about this
ambience.
recently. Like,
Yeah.
I have like a 6 or 7 minute bit on Starbucks alone, and just straight stand up. But then I figured, why don't I just take a field recorder, go to a Starbucks, and just record 7 minutes, just ambiance, and just like take you there while I'm telling the joke. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I think I might do that.
For
You know?
sure.
Just to take you to a new level.
Yeah,
It's like
just like
smell-o-vision
Yeah.
yeah.
for jokes.
It's like an act out, but you don't have to put the pressure on yourself of like feeling like you're like, oh, and this is
It's a
my
sound
scene.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A sound out. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I guess I could put it in the top. So, hey guys, I'm gonna play the sound of Starbucks, and then I could go into it. But I think that'd be too juicy.
Ooh, or build on it with each joke you threw like a new loop
Yeah.
on top of it or something.
Could
Yeah.
you, when you're recording the sounds of Starbucks, could you have the barista messing up
Right.
your name each time?
Is that what they do?
Crust.
Craig!
Are you a regular Starbucks?
I've been to a few
Okay.
Starbucks.
'Cause I work at Starbucks.
Oh, you do?
I work right here, just up the street.
Oh, so you don't know that you mess up people's names.
I can always tell, like the spelling of Shaun on the cup lets me know whether I've frustrated them or not. Because like
Sharon.
yeah, or if it's like SEAN, they're like, I don't have time for this today. But if I've had a good interaction, it's always like, oh, SHAWN.
Oh, Sean.
Yeah.
But it's you, right?
It's a U. It's still wrong, but I
Right,
feel like
Well, it's better than D/BAG.
right.
No, that's Sean.
Right.
That's Sean.
Hey, hey. I get over to my cup and they're like, who did this?
Aw, I thought your name was DeBag.
My father and the other DeBags will hear about this. I gave my first name. There's got to be somebody where it's like, yeah, my name's Dushbug.
Yeah, I go by D-Bag. It's Dwayne Bag.
Dwayne Baggleson. Two
Dwayne
G's.
Baggles. It's D-Bag. So, yeah, I think that would add to the meat of that bit.
The meat.
I want
Go to the meat.
loop me more. How do you say that?
Loop me.
Loop me. Use
Loop me more.
Use your tool to satisfy me. I've never said that before.
Okay. Loop me more. Loop me more. Loop me more. Loop me. Loop. That was a bad loop. Hold on. Okay. Let's do this. Well, I forgot Sean could kick a freestyle, so here
I
you go.
got
here
you
you go.
covered. No worries.
Okay, got it. Let's do this. Loop me more, I said. 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 Oh yeah? Did she say something?
Who? What?
I did.
What'd you
What
say?
happened, Barbara?
I tried to add in, hey kids.
Oh!
Oh, she's throwing in a loop from the back.
Oh! It's one of those. Okay.
We got this.
Loop
Wow.
me
Okay,
more.
here you go.
I said loop me more. 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 I said 3, 2, 1. I said come on.
Loop me the most, or loop me like I am on a roller coaster. Loop me like I was a hula. Yeah, man, winning more than Don Shula. Who's that? Check your medulla. I'm over here, my boy, and his tool of cool sound making machines, and he's gonna do it like oh so clean and never obscene. Always PG-13. Yeah, man, next to us we are the dream team when it comes to audible microphonics. Yeah, man, hydroponic growing. So knowing, yeah, man, and I'm never gonna be slowing, even though I pause for a little bit hasted. Man, never gonna rap wasted.
I'm that kind of fella. I'm about to kick this freaking, oh yeah, acapella. Because, you know, I'm about to get Kristin on the mic so she can freestyle. Freestyle in about 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I'm freestyle talking in a mic, doing it right, cause I'm good, psych. Just sitting here playing my guitar. What's a guitar? Nobody knows! Sing a song, sing a song, gonna sing a song. Ain't gonna take too long, cause I'm looping with my friends in the studio. With my friends Kris Rubio, looping.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Loop me more. I said loop me more. I said loop me more. I said loop me more. Oh yeah.
Wow!
Good job, guys.
That's great!
That's great. That's a good freestyle, Kristin.
Oh, thank you. It was my first.
Studio Rubio.
That was not your first. Shut up.
I've never freestyled on this show
Come
before.
on.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, that was
No,
the first one.
are you serious?
I
I thought she was freestyling earlier. I'm like, that's a freestyle. Or was that like?
Who's singing?
She's got that sort of
I'd
Drake
like to
vocal
sing.
thing.
Sing it.
Girl, we're gonna make.
Singing.
We have to
It's
make a
a drawn
freestyle
out
today.
freestyle.
That's all
she
Drake
needs-
does. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and talk a little slower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
man.
you
Oh,
know.
maybe that's my job out here.
You know-
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed with freestyling is like a lot of people think like freestyling's so hard, but I think is like. I think to make it simpler is like you don't even have to find the words to rhyme with. You just got to get that cadence on. You know, like the red drape and the freaking bricks and the flappers doesn't matter because you know me, because you know I'm going and going and going. You know, it just as
the
long as you have
phonetics.
that cadence.
As long as you're going
Phonetic
da ba da da ba da ba.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. and now just add random words that don't make sense.
Yeah, you can always make up a word at any point, and then your next two bars are like, what I meant by that was.
Phonetical. That's fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, we don't have. We've had on this show. We've had guitarists. We've had vocal musicians. We've had a violinist. This is
violinist.
That was a strange episode.
Why was that a strange episode?
Well, because I didn't know how violins were gonna lend to comedy. I didn't know you could play and
who was
do
it?
it. Laura Abramson.
Oh,
Have I learned to say that name right now?
Yeah,
Close.
why not?
Anybody?
I thought it was there was a French guy. I forgot his name, but he was good too.
Napoleon the
I've seen
14th.
another. Yeah.
Violin.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the universal symbol for violin or if I just offended somebody in a different country. Yeah, take that, you Swede. Wiki.
Yeah, I just I forgot his name, but I met him in San Luis Obispo. He was so funny, so funny. He had this one bit about this bit goes out to my people in Pakistan. And right before he picks up his violin, he just does gunshots on it. I'm like, oh my god!
With your sense of humor.
That's my kind of sense of humor.
If you're just joining us, this is Songs in the Key of Funny. We've got Kris Rubio in the studio, and always Shaun Fisher.
Hello.
And we're talking
Hello.
looping comedy, which we have not come up with a name for this genre yet. This is so new to me. I know that there are people that do it,
I
but
don't think it's a new genre.
But yeah, if we were to like label it as a genre,
Comedy looping.
looping, comedy, looping.
thank you, Roxy the Fox.
Looping comedy.
Looping comedy.
Let's just say
Vocal
those words
integration.
in any order.
Vocal integration would be more my thing.
Wow, I sure want to go see that vocal
Boring.
integration show, right? Snooze
Vocal
fest. Better be called like mouth drum aficionado.
Loopers.
Super loopers.
Sunday nights at Flappers, the Super
Super
Looper
Loopers.
Show.
That's not it at all.
Super Show.
But I do wish there's a comic I know too by the name of Dave Rankin that he's also very musically talented. He has a pair of KP3, the big Chaosolators.
Yeah.
You know, he has a pair of those. He's like the original Beardy Man used
What
to
are
have
those?
that.
Explain.
It's
Like
it's,
I'm
little
like I'm
version of
like
one.
like
well, it's
I'm
a
not
bigger
articulate.
version of this. It's like it's
It's like a laptop.
It's like a
size.
tile. It's like a big tile.
Yeah.
That's the size
Okay.
of a big tile.
and it does what you do.
It different. It's
The way that I understand that it works is it's almost like there's a grid. Like
There's a grid,
square
yep,
grid,
yep.
And where you touch is associated with a different
Yeah.
tone, or a different instrument can be set up. And so
Wow.
you sort of run your finger.
so yeah.
along
So
it.
this is a mini version of it. So let's
That's
see.
adorable, by the way.
So I'm gonna run my fingers through this. So it's like this. Oh, hold on.
Wally.
So imagine if your finger was a grid, and you know you could have different
So
sounds
each
that go
little
along with your
spot that you
fingers.
touched, there was a different.
Exactly.
different tone.
See, I'm making a figure 8 right now. This is
Oh, I was
a figure
gonna say, I think your looper's excited.
8.
It's gonna explode in a minute. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what a Chaosolator is,
So
and you can
imagine
mix
just
it
a
with your
giant
voice. So depending on where you have your finger, it can manipulate your voice.
Show us.
Huh?
Demonstrate.
No. I'm talking about
Oh, his
big one.
tile.
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
not
yeah.
Your mini
his tile.
tile. Your mini
Yeah.
tile.
But the vocal processor I have different presets. Like this is pop. This pop music. I have a ballad music where I could sing. That there's a hip hop
one of
like Beastie Boys version to this. What else do I have?
Oh, here's Darth Vader robot. Yeah.
And
Wait a minute. Go
Here's
back to
the
the Darth
electro
Vader,
tune.
Darth Vader right here.
which I
Yeah.
feel more is more like the scream. I know you're in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or Luther Vandross, kind of.
What's we need suggestions on what he could say or sing in that
For
voice.
sure. What kind of genres do you find yourself sort of
Doing most?
Yeah.
oh, hip hop for sure.
Cool.
You know, I'm a big hip hop junkie. So you were right in the beginning. Like I am all about hip hop. I
can
grew
feel
up to
it.
like a Tribe Called Quest. And,
Yeah.
You know, more like the late 80s hip hop, which I adore.
What I love the combination between sort of like looping and hip hop, because I mean so much of early hip hop was taking sound bites and samples from other songs and sort of Frankensteining them together to
Could
create.
you do that with other people's bits, or would they get mad if you sampled someone else's joke during your?
I think they would appreciate it.
like a good tagline?
I would laugh my ass off if I was in the audience. She's like, Hot Pockets, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan on there.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Moxon, you know, just like the greatest punchlines from
Taker. No respect.
No Respect. That's hilarious.
Oh,
You
man.
should do that.
That would be great. Just have like a bunch of like pre-recorded comedians.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But write different setups.
Yeah.
So I'm babysitting my niece. No respect. No respect.
Make the bullets more expensive. Just like out of nowhere.
So I says to my nephew, I says,
Make the bullets more expensive.
that's the worst Chris Rock.
See, the thing about
That is a horrible Chris Rock
Here's the thing about that I've learned about impersonations. If you can't do a good impression, you just have to lean into a bad one. Like,
Like
that's
my
a good analogy.
sister-in-law's Morgan Freeman.
yeah,
It's bad, but she commits.
like my Jay-Z
Who?
impersonation.
my sister-in-law.
Oh really? Could you impersonate your sister doing it?
Impersonate your sister impersonating.
Morgan Freeman. And they crawled through a river of.
Right.
That
That is so bad.
Yeah.
She just
I think, and by the way, that was spot on.
I
me
love it. I
impersonating
love
Kate,
it.
impersonating Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
It's also my nephew's impression because he got his from her. So equally as bad.
Yeah, man.
Or good. you know.
Anytime I do a voice where I'm just like, nope, why even?
What is your
even
best
try?
impression, Shaun?
Oh no, none, zero. My
Yeah?
my favorite impression to do is like I'll be like, yeah, so Jay-Z. I'll be like, yeah, Jay-Z's at his house talking to Beyonce. And he'll just be like, hey Beyonce, hey Beyonce,
Oh, what was that?
What's
That
up?
means we have a suggestion.
Oh, we have a
Oh,
suggestion.
dope.
for the looping.
We got a suggestion.
The wheels
Suggestion.
on the bus go round and round.
You want to loop
Wheels?
that?
Something like that. With Darth Vader voice.
All
What
right.
was that?
Darth Vader voice. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Okay, go ahead and beatbox it, I guess.
Oh yeah, the wheels go on the bus, go round and round. The wheels on the bus, I said round and round. Yeah, I said the wheels on the bus go round and round every time I go to your town because you know I don't fool around. Oh yeah, the wheels is brown and rubbery cause you know I'm freaking lovery. Now I got Shaun right here, oh yeah. Switch, yes, see you later. Working on the mic, yo, this is Darth Vader. Oh yeah, it is me, of course, and you can tell by my voice and tell by my force. Up here, just rhyming, no joke. And if you don't like it, I will go and force choke you from a distance. This instance, no one's gonna remember you. Good riddance. Yes, I'm all Sith. Yeah, man, I'm just black all it. Yeah, and I have got a cool helmet. Oh man, down here I got a ventilator because I can't breathe.
Oh, is that another dingly ding ding ding?
Could you guys stop? I want Kristin to mess around with the vocal processor too.
Okay.
To a certain extent. I can't play the guitar, but I could.
Just mess around with your guitar.
You play my guitar. You make mouth noises.
Yeah. So right now we're gonna have Kristin go here, and I'm gonna make her hold the mic, and I'm gonna let her know. Okay.
Oh my god, this is so exciting. I'm gonna die.
So just press
This if you want the robot. Okay,
Oh my god, this is exciting.
Okay.
Okay, this is really exciting. All right, kids, lay down. It's time for bed. No, put on that sexy little outfit. No, okay, this is bad. This is
Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right.
bad.
Okay, so
Immediately
you
went
could go back and
naughty
forth.
babysitter mode.
So this is Robot and Daft Punk. Robot, Daft Punk. Just know that.
I don't.
I don't understand.
Yeah. Okay. So Robot
Okay.
and sing.
Okay.
Okay. So just go back and forth between Robot and Daft Punk. That's how you.
So this is the robot.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't feel like a robot.
And then this is Daft Punk. You got it?
I'm a sexy robot.
Okay, are you ready to freestyle?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready to play the guitar?
I don't know how to play the guitar. I'm just doing like hand motions, and I'm like, oh, that's the sound that comes out when you touch this here. Cool.
This button does that.
There you go.
Just letting you know.
All right. We need to talk about some stuff. Okay. So
Okay, go ahead.
You sound so much more official, though.
I know.
this is
So
my podcast now. So respect. Respect. I'm gonna ask you some questions now.
okay,
And you're gonna answer them.
okay.
What
I
is
feel
this-
so intimidated by you right
What
now.
does this button do?
What?
What does this button do?
Oh, that's a loop. Oh, so
What-
so you want to create a loop? Okay, so
Okay.
so go ahead and give me a good something beat, like something. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just push this button.
Yeah. If you're not a loop, like
Yeah.
one,
yeah.
two,
No, we're good.
three.
We're good. It's like I've been doing this my whole life.
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no, no,
Ready?
no. Yeah.
Ready? You want to do it first, and then.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
I need to be right now.
Yeah.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah, okay.
dun.
Like-
Touch it.
Oh, okay. You count me in.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4.
Boobs and boobs and boobs and boobs. Boobs and.
That was terrible. keep going. Keep going.
Okay, we're gonna get it.
Go.
Boobs and belly buttons, boobs and belly buttons, boobs and
Keep
belly
going.
buttons, boobs and belly buttons. Stinky, 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 boobs and belly buttons, stinky, 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 stinky,
I got a worm in my pants. I got a worm in my pants. I like to jiggle jello. 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 I should never have a looper. I should never have a looper. I like to jiggle jello. I like to jiggle jello. I like to jiggle jello. I like to this jiggle jello. I like 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 this jiggle jello.
Give it up for Kristin Loops, guys!
You gotta do
Okay. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I think I'm hungry.
I think what we learned today. Thank you,
Never give me a looper for
This is
any
great.
reason.
We should all. This is great on cocaine, by the way. This is great. Just kidding. Wow.
Hey,
I felt so out of my element holding onto a guitar. I was like, ah!
I will say, sitting back here, and it looks so easy when you're when you're doing
Yep.
it, and when I sit back here, it's like, oh, I can play with this. This is gonna be amazing.
No,
And
but
then that's
look
what
at look
happened.
at what you created though. It sounds all in tune. You know what I mean? I mean, this is your
Jiggle jello. Jiggle jello. I mean, because it's mine, I think it's like having an
Kill it with fire.
no, it's like having an ugly baby.
holy water. This is evil.
This is what came out of me. Stop it. Someone take this
can
microphone.
you try Songs in the Key of Funny theme song on the loop?
Man,
That was great, though.
I felt.
Kristen,
Yeah.
can you try Songs in the Key of Funny on the loop, the theme song?
I don't remember how to play it.
I don't know. Yeah, I forgot. We could create a new songs in the Key of Funny theme song.
Yes, create a new song.
Yeah,
I'm so see the looping process is I don't understand.
I love where your brain was just like, sounds and words.
Sounds it words
Jiggle
and just
jabble,
keep
jibble
singing.
jabble.
I'm gonna make a choir.
Yeah, we could do some sort of Beastie Boys for songs in Key of Funny.
All right,
Yo,
my
this is
my
the
job
songs
is
of
over
Key.
here.
Songs.
about Kris and it'll be fun.
Yeah. Hold on, but Kristin hasn't freestyled yet, so she has to freestyle
I've
about
already
songs
I
in the.
freestyle once and it was amazing.
Yeah,
You gotta end on a high note.
Yeah, you've got to
For
end with
sure.
songs in the Key of Funny. Barbara, I want a suggestion
We need a suggestion from the audience.
Yeah.
for songs in the Key of Funny.
The
Suggestion.
theme song.
The theme
Songs
song.
in the Key of Funny.
Songs
It's
in the
Mixes
Key of
music with
and
comedy.
Makes his music
It's
and
everything
comedy.
you could wish for. It's like an opera singer covered in bees.
What a beautiful.
It's like hearing your favorite song while you eat your favorite cheese.
Is this the actual?
This is the actual theme
Yep.
song of the show. It's
Bongo, dum,
yeah,
dum, dum,
it's songs in the key of funny.
Funny songs and the stories behind them.
That's right.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
So we need a beat.
I could do a beat to that.
Okay, here. I got.
We
I
need you to
I got a.
Loop like your life depends on it.
Loop like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, here. I got a piano loop.
Ooh, let's do it.
Yeah, we can do this.
Okay, Kristin, you want to do the chorus?
Sure.
Okay, I think the chorus should start. Songs in the key of funny. Songs in the key of funny.
I've learned anything. What?
Songs in the key of
Get ready.
funny.
It's songs in the key of funny, mixing music and comedy.
Yeah.
Everything you could wish for, like an opera singer covered in bees. It's like hearing your favorite song while you eat your favorite cheese. Funny songs, funny stories. That's songs in the key of funny.
Yeah, good job.
It's easier when I have the words.
I could have done like 2 minutes of just straight like vamp, like yeah, here it comes.
What?
You ain't ready.
What? Songs.
This song will be here eventually.
Exposition.
Please listen. Don't give up yet. Here it comes. All right. I'm almost ready. I got this. Hold on, I got a call.
Count me back
Hello?
out. Count me back
I'm doing a song right now. Count me back in. Sorry, that was my mom. Oh, the song's still happening.
That's a pretty piano. I like that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, the good thing with this is when you have a person like Shaun that could beatbox, he could just beatbox over this. Yeah, this goes out to all my To all my comedian friends, here you go. You're never gonna make it. Okay, there you go. No, I do have the best wishes for people.
I think that's a great example of how it can be incorporated.
That's the song and the voice I have in my head every morning.
That's me every morning too. Yeah. That's what I'm saying to myself every morning.
What's your favorite new bit on the Looper? Are we just calling it the Looper now, like the movie?
Yeah, sure.
The Looper.
Looper feels like the most.
The Looper.
The Rubio Looper.
The Rubio Looper.
Yeah.
The newest thing.
The Lupio.
One of the newest things I have is usually when I'm performing in front of an audience, and I usually like how many people here are married, and they'll be
two.
They'll raise their hands.
Not even to each other.
No.
Yeah.
Rings of power.
Yeah. And then I'm usually like, oh, so how long you been married? Blah. They tell me how long, and I usually, I usually ask the husband. I'm like, oh, so how long have you guys been married or whatever?
I don't know. I gotta go ask her.
Yeah. And then they say how many years?
For like 14 years.
14, and I usually say, oh, do you guys get into arguments?
Oh, all the time. We're in one
Exactly.
right now.
That's 80% of the time,
You
and I'm always like,
interrupted
and I'm always like, yeah, I get into arguments with my wife too. And but the thing is, when I get into argument with my wife, I actually kind of use this looper, and this will shut her down real quick, and So let's say hypothetically, if I get up tomorrow morning and I feel like I'm gonna have an argument with my wife, I'd be like, babe, listen, I got something to say. Please, shut up. 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 Oh, babe, you're still talking? That's what I usually do. I forgot to press this.
All right, married folks out there.
I would never do that to my wife, by the way. She's
The guy in my hypothetical joke totally would. He's
Mr.
like,
14
Oh yeah,
years
no, I'm
with a
gonna,
deep voice.
I'm gonna do
I
that
better-
right
I
now. I
better
need to
shut
go.
up, I
I need to
better
go
shut up.
invest in one of those.
Are you married, Chris?
I'm married, yeah.
Oh my God. Does she love or hate the Lupio?
No, she kind of loves the looping thing ever since I started doing it. But she doesn't go to my comedy shows because I kind of like embarrass her to a certain extent because I do have a lot of material about her. So,
That happens.
Yeah, I mean, I write about what I know, and I write about what
Better than,
this-
better than that secret affair you keep joking about.
His name is Shaun.
Oh, God.
All right.
This is live.
Gosh.
Would you rather I joke about my mistress? You're welcome.
My mistress.
Ooh,
Oh,
that,
we
that
have a
little dingle dangle.
suggestion.
What if we had a duel between the guitar, the beatboxer, and the looper?
It's a mother effing
Robin.
loop off.
Loop.
How do we do that?
How do we
Roxy,
do that?
set down the rules.
We need a topic or a song, and then we play it on the guitar. We do it on
Marital
the beatbox,
infidelity.
We do it on the looper.
I'm not going to say that shit.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
No, give us a topic.
I love rock and roll.
I love rock
I
and
love rock and roll.
I love rock and roll.
I love rock and roll.
So then I get really intimidated while you're doing this, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do instrumentally something
Yeah.
cool. Because
It's coming.
This is a battle.
Here comes my freestyle.
Here it is.
Look out.
Here you go.
Hold
Hold on. So you're doing this by yourself, right?
Yeah, in theory. But I don't seem to be starting. It's funny that doing a song about how much I like rock and roll.
Rock
not
and roll.
playing rock and roll.
Okay, there you go.
Don't like slow songs. I like to pick it up. Not liking love songs. I like to rock. I love rock and roll. Love rock and roll. Basically, I'm just playing. I guess I'm not winning the battle so far.
Oh.
Okay, here. Should I?
Yeah.
Do it. Hell yeah.
Do the
Time
real
to throw
like
down.
the. Okay,
I
let's.
love rock and roll.
You meant the legitimate song I Love Rock and Roll.
Go, give me the rock and roll.
Go first, Shaun.
Yeah, I got that.
And I'm singing just like this in an old outside bar.
We in the songs of the key of funny.
Down out.
And you know we ain't making a lot of money. Kristin has the short hair. And you know she uses Nair.
Never underwear in the same places.
Woo!
Never underwear in the same location.
Oh yeah!
Never underwear without hesitation.
Uh-huh.
Never underwear without fornication.
Fornication
That's a new word.
is the new communication.
Fornication.
And you know Shaun.
I love my name. It sounds like rock. Shaun.
Shaun! My name is Shaun.
Real strong.
Rock and roll, sitting on stage, singing with my voice like this, cause I'm full of rage.
I love how you're like, I got a question.
I like the way your eyes went rage.
What do I feel?
Good job, Roxy. That was great. Oh, yeah, wow. What do you have to plug before we shut this?
Well, I am
Thursday.
here this Thursday for the Songs in the Key of
Songs
Funny
in the Key of Funny
show.
Flappers Comedy Club this Thursday. That's September
Yeah.
21st.
Are you? Is any one of you guys on it too?
I'm going to be in Wichita, Kansas at the Looney Bin Comedy Club in Wichita. So if
Nice.
anybody's in Kansas, near
Is
the
guest
Wichita
set featuring headlining? What are you doing?
headlining.
Oh,
Yeah. If anybody wants to pop in and come see the show, go on the website and get some tickets.
Kansas folks, let them know.
Yeah.
Kansas folks.
Jayhawks and whatnot.
Ah.
I have a lot of family in the area, so
Ooh, I have a few as well.
yeah, maybe you'll
Where
get
you
a cobbler
from?
out of it.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Texas.
Okay.
Amarillo.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Am I fake though?
Yeah, and then.
Have you
now
done
I'm here.
the El Paso?
You know what? I haven't done that room in probably 12 years.
Yeah.
So not recently. And I
No.
had a booking in Corpus, which to me it's the same part of the country.
Yeah.
It's- And then they
That's a great place to
they
perform.
canceled on me. So
Oh, never mind.
That's a great place to work. They canceled it.
I'll be going back anytime soon. So website, Facebook, Twitter.
Where can we
people
find you?
you?
Christopher Rubio or Kris Rubio Artist at Instagram and at
Very
Gmail, but you could find me at Kris Rubio Artist at Facebook and on Twitter as well.
Yeah, what's
So-
your strongest? Is it Twitter or Facebook?
Facebook.
Some people have a really good Instagram game. I've noticed.
Facebook.
game's
I don't know.
Your Facebook though. Your Facebook's pretty strong.
Yeah.
You got some YouTube
Facebook.
videos.
What about you? Do you do mostly? I mean,
Mainly
I think
Facebook, 'cause
Facebook.
I think it dates me. I'm like, I'm in my late 30s, so I still think Facebook's new. I'm like, yeah, Facebook. It's where we all are. We look at pictures of people's kids.
Got my MySpace up still.
Got some
What about you?
recipes.
Same thing. Ooh. I'll tell you more, but unfortunately,
great
that's all
having
the
you
time
on.
that we have today, Chris.
But you can find us at the songsinthekeyoffunny.com
Yes.
or Facebook at Songs in the Key of Funny. As always, I'm Kristin Key. This has been Shaun Fisher and Kris Rubio. Thank you for
Yay,
listening or
thank you.
watching to
Really fun.
Key of Funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Yeah.
We did it!
we gotta work on freestyle.
Yeah, I can do it. I can help you out.
Or you just take your all-time freestyler.
Sounds
I did
good.
one today.
No, you did.